What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today I am excited to get into the Jets news dump of the day with Robert Saleh's press conference. I thought we got a lot of really insightful information out of this one on the changes the Jets are going to make. We'll get into Michael Carter's release, why the Jets did that, Izzy Abanikanda getting his chance, Jeremy Ruckert over CJ Uzomah, and Robert Saleh's decision, or not decision, I'm sorry, that's not the right word, but Robert Saleh's comments on the Aaron Rodgers decision on whether he would come back and play this year. And let's start with Robert Saleh's comments on why the Jets decided to release Michael Carter.
We want to give Izzy an opportunity. He's a good young back, and we felt like it wouldn't be fair for Michael to just sit there and rot on the bench and ask him to be a great teammate and all that stuff when, you know, for him, he's been so good to us. We felt like for him just to get an opportunity to go play for a team that would allow him to tote the rock and kind of be the feature back that we all think he could be. But, you know, he's part of it is him being a victim of being part of a running back room that's got three really good football players. And but I'm pumped for him. I'm pretty sure he's going to get claimed today, and he's going to get an opportunity, and he's going to show why he's capable of it. And so excited for him to get this fresh start. But releasing him was more about allowing him the opportunity to go get one rather than just be selfish and have him be on our bench.
It's obvious that they wanted Izzy Abanikanda to get some run here, which makes sense. It's something that I've wanted to see for a very, very long time, for weeks now. And the pushback that we got from this staff and the regime was that he's not ready because he hasn't carved out a role on special teams, and he still has more to learn in pass protection. While in the beginning of the year, granted, you have to give credit where credit is due, Dalvin Cook has looked better the last few weeks. But for the first 6 games of the season, he looked absolutely cooked. He looked washed. And then Michael Carter struggles, and neither of those guys played special teams. And you're just sitting there like, hey, this team is struggling to do anything offensively. Why not give this kid a shot? And he brings something that both Michael Carter Dalvin Cook don't have, which is a level of explosiveness. Dalvin Cook's game, even when he was at his best, is not the same explosive player that Izzy Abanikanda is. And that's not me saying that Izzy Abanikanda is going to be better than Dalvin Cook in his prime. Don't interpret it that way, please. I'm saying stylistically, they're different. Izzy's just an explode guy, and the Jets don't have that kind of juice on offense. And when you're struggling, like, that's a really good way when you have a home run hitter who could just boom, pop, and go. That's it. And when Michael Carter was at his best as a rookie, his game wasn't as an explosive back either. He was elusive. You don't have to be explosive to be elusive necessarily, but that absolutely went away, and he's been one of the worst third down backs in the league, on the worst third down team in the league. So I get it. I liked Michael Carter when he was drafted by the Jets. I thought he had a promising rookie year, but, you know, sometimes it doesn't work. I liked Denzel Mims when he was drafted, and he had a promising rookie year, and that never panned out. And I liked Chris Herndon, his rookie season. I thought he was semi-productive, and it didn't work out. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you don't have to hold on to these things, you know, and just pray and wait for it to finally click. Sometimes it doesn't. It's sad. I wish it clicked. Again, I liked Michael Carter. I liked the pick, and I wanted to see him get back to his rookie form, but he wasn't. And the reaction online is just very, very strange. Where I saw people, someone who I respect a lot, but going in and saying the Jets made this big grand mistake, that they're going to rue the day that Michael Carter gets on somewhere else and it becomes this amazing back. What? Are we watching the same player over the last 2 years? And I like the guy. He's obviously a well-respected locker room presence. The team loves him, and I think he does have a great personality, but we're not keeping guys around for a personality contest or for fun, because he's the class clown of the locker room, and not class clown in a bad way. I just mean if you watched any of the social media videos, he let his personality shine through. He's a fun guy. I'm sure I would love to be friends with Michael Carter, but he wasn't getting it done on the field. And they have this other young explosive back that they could give chances to. Again, I don't understand what all this pushback. It's not more complicated than that. And, the Jets did Michael Carter wrong. They should have just made him inactive. Why'd they release him? Robert Saleh said it in his comment. He's like he was going to rot on the bench. Let him get his chance somewhere else. They're doing right by the player. The other players see that. They know it's a business and it sucks and it's painful, but they're doing right by the guy. I think anyway, they're giving him a chance to catch on somewhere else, and he'll be an RB3 on another team somewhere else. And I wish him well. Robert Saleh also said that there would be other personnel changes. He wouldn't go into specific detail, but he did kind of hint at more Jeremy Ruckert.
We've got 3 really good tight ends. Jeremy's been playing very well. He deserves to play a little bit more. Conklin's been having a really nice season. He's been doing a great job. And so when you look at the play balance of it all, you're talking about 5 or 10 plays swung in either direction with regards to Rucker and Conklin. And yeah, Rucker deserves to get some more action, and it's something that we're looking at. Naturally,
if Jeremy Ruckert is getting more playing time, the tight end that has to get less playing time would be CJ Uzomah because, well, Tyler Conklin's been extremely productive, especially as a pass catcher. I would like to see him utilized even more if they could. He's been really, really good this year. And I was critical of him at times last year because I thought contested catches were a problem for him, and there were a few drops. There's no drops really this year. He's really taken that away. He's been a very, very, very productive player on this offense, and on an offense that doesn't have a lot of pieces right now, whether it be to injuries, guys retiring, guys traded away. They don't have a ton right now on offense, but Conklin is a positive. But when it comes to CJ Uzomah, he's been a net negative for a long time on this team. He isn't the same blocking tight end that he was earlier in his career. He has a ton of penalties, drops, mistakes. Just too many mistakes. I get he's a veteran. I get that he's a leader, but that's the same thing. He's not getting it done. And in the small sample we've seen from Jeremy, I think he's looked better. And this is where, to me, the frustration comes in. While I am so happy that the Jets are playing Izzy over Michael Carter now and look like finally they'll be playing Jeremy Ruckert over CJ Uzomah, the thing that really bothers me the most is it seemed so obvious all along that it took halfway through the season, literally 9 games to get through the season, for them to figure out, hey, we need to change something. This isn't working. And I'm not sitting up here, on this show right now and saying that I'm some sort of football genius. I'm always right. That's not the case. I'm wrong a lot. I do have wrong opinions. I am not always correct. I don't think I'm better than anyone else. I come on here. I started this channel because I am a fan that just wanted to talk about my opinions as a fan of this team, for a place for other Jet fans to come in and talk about this team. Some people agree with me on opinions, some don't. But if I can see it, and other people whose football opinions I respect a lot, whether it be in the scouting world, just fandom in general, I just always hate the narrative or the pushback on any time someone disagrees with you. It's like, well, you really think you know better than the coaches, or you didn't play in the league. How are you what do you know? I don't know. Sometimes it's obvious, man. I don't know. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that, hey, Jets are struggling to do anything offensively. Let's get arguably our most explosive back. Maybe not. Maybe Breece Hall is more explosive. He probably is. Let's get Izzy Abanikanda, who's definitely more explosive than the 2 backs we're, using to spell Breece Hall. Let's get him on the field. Or let's use our young tight end that we spend a 3rd-round pick on over the guy who's a shell of himself. Again, I'm not. It just seems so obvious, and it's frustrating to see that it took this long for the staff, the regime, whatever, to figure this out. And then finally, Robert Saleh goes into Aaron Rodgers wanting to return.
Is it as simple as if the doctors say he's healthy, you say, all right, he's a quarterback? Or do you go, hey, he's 40 years old, coming off Achilles, we have to, whatever the record is then, we have to evaluate and think about, as you say, globally, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's but at the same time, Aaron's a big boy, grown man, and no one's going to know Aaron's body like Aaron knows his body. And if he feels, after all the doctors clear him, and I'm sure there's a million of them, I have no idea on that stuff, but if Aaron says he wants to play, he's going to play.
There's a good question from whoever asked it, talking about, is it going to be worth it even if you're out of it? We'll see. I don't. It's going to take a lot for the Jets to stay in this race. They have an opportunity this week. They have to score a effing touchdown, as we all know, first before we start talking like that. But I hope they do, and Aaron Rodgers wants to come back. If he's cleared to play, is able to play, and wants to play, then he'll play. If the Jets are 5-8, are you going to bring him back for the last 4 games of the year? I don't know if I would do that. If the Jets are 7-6 with 4 games to go, and you're right in there, right in the mix, maybe that's a different conversation. Maybe that's a different conversation that we could have. But until you get to that point, let's just keep that recovery going. And if you get there, you get there. But let me know your thoughts on the Robert Saleh presser and the biggest Jets news of the day down below in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.